On the forthcoming Lagos local government elections, with all the attendant matters just around it. Well, today we're joined by Mr. Kamal Bayewu, who is the chairman at Jeremy Falodun local government area, where he will be going for a second term. He's seeking a second term in office. Thank you for coming on this program.
Thank you.
In terms of all of this complaint we've heard about all not being well, and for those who, especially those who, there you go, you're seeking a second term. There are those who are not exactly happy with some of them. Are you one of those who don't seem to be happy with?
Depending on the population of those that are not happy. The Pareto optimality principle says 80-20 rule.
What do we have now?
I have 80%. If the 20% will sacrifice for the 80, is okay.
Okay. How did you emerge seeking a second term?
Well,
consensus.
Consensus. The total agreement of the party, national, state, local, and up to the world level. So these are the you start from the scratch and you look at it from your ward. Are you well accepted? From there, you go to the local government. What are they saying? Then to the state. These are the steps you take. And we have our own way in terms of the primaries that is being taken in our party.
But for those who are complaining, do you think their matters should be looked into, or they're just fifth colonists or rabble rousers, as they say?
Well, there is no how you will be in government that you can satisfy all. For those that are complaining, yes, in terms of you want to contest, because there is nothing that is good that people will not want to be. Especially if you're a chairman of a local government, whether you know how to do it well or you don't know how to do it well, you want to try your luck. You want to be there and you say, yes, I want to be, a chairman, but the person there has it done well. If we are criticizing objectively, no problem. But if you are coming in and you say, no, this person has not done anything, then you are not being objective. But it is everybody's right to want to be, or to say yes, to be ambitious anyway.
What exactly is the benchmark? You can only criticize somebody against the backdrop of what you know somebody's job is. So what exactly are the functions of a chairman of a local government area?
Well, it is actually highlighted in the fourth schedule of the Constitution, what those duties are as a local government chairman. You want to develop your community infrastructurally. You want to bring up the health care services.
That would include, say, primary health care.
Primary health care, and depending even on the program of your party, because the party is saying we are giving free health services to our community. That will depend on you looking at your people offering services, offering help, empathy, looking at them, and you want to even poverty alleviation programs. All these things. When you now have a benchmark, because you cannot have present without the past, where are you coming from? Where are you today? And where do you want to go? For example, in Nigeria, local government, this government that we are in, we've been able to have almost about 45 projects within the 3 years that we've been there. Roads that have been constructed
by the local government.
Okay,
this question is very important, because just yesterday I asked someone, I actually told the person that once a toll collector came around, and I asked what exactly are the functions of the local government, and he could barely tell me anything. All he told me was that, can't you see that Fashola is working? And that brings us to the allegation of the fact that a lot of local government chairmen have been sleeping and hope to ride on the success of the state governor for a second term.
I'm sure it's not true, and I think this is why we, even the newsmen, must be well educated. You must go out. I came on the program here and I brought out the projects that have been done by all the local government, attested to by the Auditor General of local government in Lagos State. Is on his website. You can see all the programs that have been done. A lot of money has been expended. Even on roads. For example, in my local government, I have constructed 13 roads within 3 years.
We talked about 20%, just purchase on 20% as against the 80% that has agreed with the leadership of the party when it comes to imposition of candidates.
Yep.
And I'm quite sure if you've been going through...
When it comes to presentation, not imposition.
Right, well, they've been... well, that's it. Presentation, on what basis, imposition on what basis, but someone was given to the people against the wishes of the people. So, if we go back to the books, that's the imposition. But again, let's look at the letters that have been...
against the wish of the people.
Good.
Wish people.
Good, I'll tell you. Okay, I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
Let's say this is a protest letter that was jointly signed by all the chiefs in Ikeja. That's not your area, for instance. I'm just because you're a member of the political party, including Sikura Demola, Gbele, Bada, Idayat, all of them, Rashid Balogun, Yusuf Aliru, and I'll give you a quote from that particular letter. They say, in 2003, Yafiku Yomi was moved from Lagos Central in 2003 and forced on the Ikeja people to contest the Lagos West senatorial seat. The people of Ikeja voted for him and he won. The incumbent speaker of the Lagos House, Adeyemi Kuvoriji, was also brought from Ekpe and imposed on the people of Ikeja to contest the last elections, which he also won. And they say now time has come for them to bring their own son, worthy enough to be in charge of that local government, and the party has refused to listen to that particular constituent. You understand now? They are trying to tell you that since 2003 and this is 2011, there's always been imposition of candidates on the people, and they say enough is enough.
It is not true. Afikuyomi never contested from Ikeja. Afikuyomi contested from Alimosho, and he has a property in Alimosho. Even the incumbent speaker that you are talking about, where does he live? Yes, we are talking of indigenship. Yeah, he might be an indigene of Ekpe, but where is he residing? Is he in Ikeja or outside Ikeja? Now, we're talking of, you see, democracy is about number.
These petitioners should be listened to.
Democracy is about number. It is not about indigeneship. It is not about kingship. It's not about monarchy. It is about the people. The people there, you are not a Yoruba man. You are living where you are. But Lagos State is a Yoruba-based state. But if I come from anywhere and somebody is saying because you are not from that area, then you cannot be, then there's a problem. What we are saying is that it does not matter if you are an indigene of that, and if you've been residing in that place, for how long have you been there? Well, some of us were even born where we are, and we are not even an indigene of that area. In terms of constitutionally, for how many years must you be somewhere for you to be able to claim the indigenship of that area?
Mr. Bayewu, aren't you bothered that the party, the leadership of the party, hasn't been listening to these people? Because these pockets of petitions, like the last one which we saw yesterday, they all went. On Monday, they all went to the State Assembly, and before the State Assembly, there were other pockets of petitions all over Lagos, and this time is unprecedented. Shouldn't someone be speaking to those people? Do you think you want to disregard, if you call them 20%, you want to disregard the 20%?
I think our people should just understand the criteria for choosing the candidates. You should understand the process. As at now, can any party get back to LASEC and wants to change candidates? It's not possible.
What's the criteria for choosing?
We must understand. You must have been a party man. You must have been in the party for long. You must have been doing what you are supposed to do as a party man. And again, we will look at you. Well, do we need a professional in that place? What kind of a profession what kind of professional are you into? These are things that the leadership of the party will look at. If you do not fall within that basket, then you are not there. Whether you are indigene or non-indigene, so far you are a party man. The first important thing is you must be a party man. And if the party is looking at you, we must have been looking at you for some times. We must have been looking at your achievement for some times within the party. Or you must have even been living in that area. You are not a party man. You just joined, and we believe you can even get votes for us.
Is it possible that all the chairmen will just get an overwhelming vote of confidence to continue in office, when some people also complain, and you can also see some kind of infrastructure that has not been put in place? How come everyone passed?
You see, it's just unfortunate that we are putting everybody on the same line. You cannot. What I earn as a local government differs from what other local government earn. You cannot use my own as a basis to compare others.
You're talking about revenue generated?
Yes, revenue generated, internal revenue generated, and even allocation from the federal government. I earn a lot of money. If I'm able to have a lot of projects, you cannot say the same thing should happen in Ikorodu, because Ikorodu do not have the kind of money that I have.
Well,
now the same thing in terms of resources, we are not equally endowed.
I'm not.
So by the time you are looking at us equally, then you will be making a mistake.
I also want to believe that the monies that are distributed are distributed according to what they believe the needs of those areas are.
Yes.
Am I right?
Yes.
If that's the case, it will mean that that money should be enough to an extent for those particular areas, and at the end of the day, you should be able to see in very visible terms what these people have done.
It is unfortunate that the money is not enough at all. If you look at the schedule, the fourth schedule that I'm talking about, you look at the duties that are supposed to be performed by the local government. Do we have corresponding resources that is supposed to go along with it? You are supposed to maintain the public health centers. You are supposed to have primary schools to be maintained. You are supposed to pay the primary school teachers. You are supposed to pay the local government workers. When they were even determining the salaries, the 15%, was there any local government chairman there? You do not know what resource. For example, in my local government,
why weren't they there?
I don't know. For example, I have over 586 pensionable staff in my local government. I have almost about 400, almost 400, 500 non-pensionable staff. Now you have a benchmark of minimum wage. If you look at all this, you take out all that, what is remaining for development? And that is why we're saying the revenue allocation system now is not skewed towards development. It's not skewed towards the grassroots development. Okay, because what is the local government earning? Yeah. So you now look at it, by the time you pay all the salaries, what is remaining for you to do? And in some of these rural areas, we do not have enough internal generated revenue.